Hello, it is iYikKam time again. So after I released the 6.13.3s, I have many messages and I have many discussions with our Wing Chun Kun friend, range from beginner to Sifus. And what I found out is that the Wing Chun friends, they are living in a world which is very different than the world of the 6.13.3s, which is expressing the ancient Chinese martial arts with today's scientific fusions, or in a scientific and systematic way. And in terms of internal, because Wing Chun friends are living in the world of thinking, they are thinking on internal art and so forth, however that really have no meaning in it. Okay, so today I like to use the 6.13.3s to lead you into, with one videos I want to lead you into what is the reality with the 6.13s. And so here on you understand, or you can experience, or you can taste what is it, instead of living in the world you're living in and thinking what 6.13.3s is about, or thinking what the internal art is about, which is you can do that. You need experience. Okay, so it is like for example, I never lived in Paris before. I never been there. Okay, I cannot use this living in San Jose to imagine or speculate or think how living in Paris, France is. Okay, it is a different style. The lifestyle, living style, and so forth is different. Unless I go live in Paris, I will not be able to know. So today I like to lead you, like bring you to Paris, so you know, at least have a slight taste. So here on you understand why 6.13.3s is important, and what is the significance of the Xiu Lim Tao practice in Wing Chun, and what is really mean by internal art. Okay, instead of it's just words which is we don't really understand what it is, and then we bring in Chinese philosophy, Tao, and so forth, which seems everything is sounds good, but it really doesn't tell us anything. Okay, now to start with, let's use Xiu Lim Tao as an example. Okay, Xiu Lim Tao sets, because it's the core of Wing Chun. And if one know about this example I'm going to show you, or this experience I'm going to lead you into, then it's applied to all Wing Chun. Okay. Now, if you notice, when people doing Xiu Lim Tao, okay, either this they call internal art, Sampai Fan, okay, the internal art Sampai Fan, or the whatever the Sabji Sao you call it. If you look at the video, everyone, most of it, 99.9% or 99.99% is trading this hand. Okay, thread this hand like a rod, like this. Okay, you just use this. Practice this different hand like a rod to beat something. Either you beat it this way, poke it this way, or you push it this way, so whatever. And this whole thing is like a rod, no different. Okay, so you can look at all the YouTubes and you see all this practice, being slow, being mindful, everything, but they handle their limb like a rod. Okay? Now, that do not apply with the 613.3. When one apply the 613.3 into the Siu-Lim-Tao practice, be it the Sambai-Fat sections or the Sub-Ji-Sao section, the whole thing change. It get into a world of flow. As we know, the internal art is the world of three flow. The breathing flow, the circulation, blood circulations or qi flow. Okay, so in the 613S, it is the blood circulations. The 613 is the qi flow or qi channel flow, and then the force flow, three flow. Okay, training this thing this way is not going to get one into the world of the three flow, because it's keeping beating this rod either this way or this way or this way, or poking it. Okay, it will never get to the flow. No matter what it is a rod. And the hand, the arm, the limb is using as a rod. The body, the structure is using as a rod. Okay, it is a rod world. Okay, that is very different than the world of the flow. Okay, so let's get into the 613.3S world. Okay, now when one trains, say this Sub-Ji-Sao, one know in this physical element have two components one need to be able to handle, and that is the skeleton system and the muscle tendon system, which one need to handle. Okay, and if we practice the whole Siu-Lim-Tao like a rod, we really do not know what is a skeleton system or muscle tendon system. It's just a rod. It's just doing whatever it is. Okay, mimic it and doing whatever it is. Okay, just try to make it a rod. Okay, now as in the books, the first state, you have 6 core element, 13 state, and 3 system key. The first state of the 13th state, which is in the physical element, is the state of open. Okay, so be careful here. So open means when we do the Sub-Ji-Sao or the snake hand or Biu-Ji or whatever, okay, or the Fok Sao, the state of open meaning open up the joints, and okay, be able to aware of the tendon muscle system. So opening, the state of opening actually lead one to aware of the body consists of the joint, which is the the skeleton system, and the muscle tendon system. Okay, open. That state, one has to enter that state instead of just like usually when we practice like a rod, we just tense the whole thing and do whatever it is, poke or push or whatever. Okay, so the first state has to open up. Open up meaning that we know now that the body consists of the muscle tendon system and the skeleton system. And when one get into the next, which is the loosely linked state, then one be able to use the skeleton system and the muscle tendon system effectively. That is what it means by loose link. And usually when we talk about song, you know, a lot of us like to use the internal art term song. If we use the term song and we don't even know that that song first has to be opened up so that we be able to identify the skeleton system and the tendon muscle system, there's no way we can go anywhere, because we simply say, play it loose, but what is it for? Play in song, what is it for, right? And so in the 613-3S, we know the first thing when we practice this, we need to differentiate out, be aware or be able to identify the handling of the skeleton system and the tendon muscle system. Okay? So we are not just go down there bending our hand, you know, pushing the hand this way, that way, and focus only in the bending of the hand. We are not doing that in the 613-3S. We actually aware of it, understand it, and we are training or developing how to handle a skeleton and muscular muscular tendon system, so that we be able to optimize it. It's about optimization. Okay, we don't go doing this kind of thing, because we know those things are jammed. Okay, it's not a rod. We don't go BG, just poke this way, because those are jamming. That's like using a rod to beat something or poke something. Okay, it's not what it is. So one need to know the skeleton and muscle system in order to optimize it, using it effectively and efficiently. However, this is still not flow, right? This is just the physical element which is supporting the flow which is going to come. So the physical system, say, is like this thing. It's like this, say, if this is a water pipe. The flow is the water within it, and this is just a pipe. And in the first level, or the first core element, it is this pipe we are developing, so that it doesn't bend itself, so that the flow within it cannot flow, and the pipe has to support the flow. Okay, so but the pipe is not the flow. Okay, so the same thing is this hand, we just now analyze or differentiate into the muscle tendon system and the bone system. They are just the pipe. We do that because we want to develop the flow. Okay, now, so that's the first core element. You go up to the mind element. That element is to help us to be able to handle the flow which is coming into play. For example, visualizations, intention, or sensing, okay? And it's not just thinking or really using very intense focus, those stuff. No, you need to know that in order to handle this flow of the hand or the arms or the limbs. Okay, so there's the mind element. And of course, the stability come into play. If the mind stability is really low, is very unstable, how is one going to visualize or use the mind to handle the physical element? It just doesn't work that way. Okay. Now, it comes the third element, which is the breathing element. Okay. When one differentiate the skeleton system and the muscle tendon system, after one can do that, one will synchronize that with the breathing. Okay, because how heavy this physical is used need to be supported by the breathing. Say if you want to run explosively 100 meter, then you need those type of breathing. Okay, so the body and the breathing, they need to support each other. So that is the third element now come into play. Okay, one need to know, okay, what type of play is this? So it's supported by what type of breathing, or what type of breathing can support what type of physical movement or action. Okay, so that is the first flow coming to play already, because as I say, internal have three flow: the breathing flow, the chi flow, or the blood circulations in the 613.3s, and then the force flow. Okay, so after this breathing flow, we get up to the blood circulations. Okay, now this is where it comes when different way of handling, say, the thumb, okay, and the different way of synchronizing the motions with the breathing will cause different type of blood circulations come. Okay. So, for example, if I push up, using force to push up, while I'm inhale, I know right away, I can sense right away, this part tense. Okay, and that is going to influence my breathing. But when I push or I press, I exhale, this feel really smooth and lightweight. You go. Okay, so this is about the blood circulations. It loose and it synchronized with the motion, synchronized with the breathing, and that flow, the channel, chi channel flow, or the blood circulations of the certain handling surface. Okay, so let's not think about chi is something mysterious. It's just like anybody can try that. Go to a wall, you press the wall, press it while inhale, or press it while exhale. You can feel the difference, and that is the handling of the blood circulations, or the handling of the chi flow. So right now we don't want to talk about chi flow. We said handling of blood circulations. Okay. Now, after one reach this state of awareness and be able to handle element on top of element, from the physical, mind, breathing, and then the blood circulations, one practically have a sensor, or practically have layers and layers of handling degree of freedoms here. Okay, it's no longer a rod, just a rod. You hit like a rod, you do like a rod, and everything is ignore just a rod. Okay, or and then the mind is really totally concentrations or intense. You know, it's not that world anymore. It's a world of when one move one's hand out there, all those skeleton muscle system, the breathing, the mind, the blood circulation flow, all is one there. Okay, so it is not a rod, is a rod, is a rod, is a rod. And then we're thinking internal, we're thinking different idea. No, it is a different stuff really. Okay, so on top of those, we go into what? We go into the force, the strength element, which is dealing with the action and reaction force, and time, how we use strength, sequence and time, how to use strength, and that is the force flow. Okay, so like this Folk Sao or Gong Sao, we don't do this because this turns into a rod like this. We do that because of it satisfies all the core element, and it satisfies with handling of the action and reaction force in the body, where you time how the thing, the strength moving in the body. So when the strength moving in the body, it is like a force flow, a flow. Okay, that's what the force flow is about. Okay, that's strength moving inside different side of body, based on handling of the skeleton, tendon muscle group, the system, the breathing, the flow, the blood circulations, and then based on the visualizations or intention, we handle that. Okay, and then with that, then we handle the action reaction force in the body. That's force flow. Okay, so up to this point, if one have developed the skill up to this point, when one do a Folk Sao, it is not a Folk Sao like a usual a rod type of stuff anymore. It is actually the flow one is playing at. This explicit is just a support, physical, like a pipe which carry water, and a flexible pipe which carry water, and the water is the what is the name of the game. So when one do this Folk Sao, it's actually the force flow, the chi flow, or the blood circulations and the breathing which is inside there. Okay, it is not this arm or just physical. It is that flow, which is the bottom line, which is one want to develop. And when one use this type of skill, which the skill of be able to handling the force flow to deal with momentum, it is very different than keeping beating with a rod type of stuff. It's totally different world. Okay. So this is how the 613.3S want to express what happened in this Xiu Lin Tao development in this world. This is the world which is called internal. Okay? Because it optimizes more than two core elements, optimize more than the physical element and the breathing element into the blood flow element or circulation element, and the strength or the force flow element. That is internal. There's no internal by locking this thing and pushing it out using mind, because no matter what one push a piece of a wood, it is always a wood. That's very different than one is actually handling or controlling the water flow within a flexible pipe. Okay, so a piece of wood and a flexible pipe, water pipe, with the water flow inside there, and one is handling, actually controlling, manipulating the flow within the pipe. That is internal art. A rod is not an internal art. It never be. It never can be. It's a totally different world. Okay? So when many people like to argue with me about they know force flow, they keeping talking about this rod type of stuff, rod type of practice, rod type of handling, and thinking different philosophy and different Chinese term. That got nothing to do with a flexible pipe which is handling the flow or water flow within it. And a world which is with the flexible pipe and water flow handling with the water flow handling within it do not need the Chinese term or Chinese philosophy. If this internal is because this is a flexible pipe, one need to know how to handle the flexible pipe so that it doesn't get bent or doing like a bend such that the water flow doesn't move, and it be able to handle the flow, the water flow within the pipe. That is the internal. The rod have no internal. So the 613.3S is try to bring, or actually is transporting one to this type, the flexible pipe with the water flow world, instead of using a stick to beat type of stuff. Okay, so this is the very simple example to show you what it is, and this apply to all the Wing Chun Kuen, be in the Chi Sao and in the sparring or fighting momentum play, because a guy who handle the body like a rod and the guy who handle the body like a flexible pipe with a water flow or pressure like the water cannon, is a different story. Okay, and so this is a simple example so that you understand the difference. But if you don't develop that flow, then one go back when we practice shooting Tao. Again, it's going to lock the arm, the joints, and push it like a rod or stick. It's not going to get there. Okay? And the reason why in this book, all the 13 states is specifically, and it is described there, and have all the exercise to lead one to experience, is to get one out of the world of this rod, to get into the water pipe with the flow, water flow control type of world. It's a different world. Okay, so at the closed body, Wing Chun, closed body handling in fighting and so forth. It is those style of handling, it's not a rod. And you can see in YouTube a lot of people, they get so close, and then one is doing bong sao, the other one is doing a whole bunch of different techniques. Both are trying to push everybody away with the rod, like you have a stick, I have a stick, we hit each other. That's what it is. That's very different than when people have this flexible pipe with the water flow control inside there. It's not trying to beat each other, but try to get a way in. While one side don't want to get wet, but want to shoot the other side out. Okay? And it is this reason why I propose to obsolete bong sao, because when one get into the world of the flexible pipe and the water flow or the force flow, this is kiss of death. This is already stuck there. Make the whole thing, the flow stuck. It's not be able to play. It boils down to this kind of stuff. Okay. So there's a lot of details, and one need to experience state by state. That's why in this book, the whole thing is that. Okay? That's why it's important, because it's a different world. And now with the 613.3s, where we just get rid of the or they substitute the chi with the blood circulations, that make it tangible, scientific, and everybody can examine it. So we don't talk anything philosophical or mysterious. No, there's no. So finally, I like to recap again. Whatever usually people practice is a stick type of world, like a rock type of world. Beat, 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 poke, poke, poke. When they do chi sao, it's like two guys there who can outsmart the other guy, poke, 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 beat, beat, beat. While in the world of the internal or ancient Wing Chun or Wing Chun 1840, is a world of flexible pipe with a very well handling of the water flow inside, and the water flow is the key because it is the water cannon handling there, which is, we call it the inch power. And when one do chi sao, it is about not to get wet, but get the other guy wet and shoot him out. Okay, that's called injections in forceful. Okay, so hopefully this will clear more thing up.